Hello everyone, welcome to our video lesson in Science 6, Quarter 2, Lesson 1. Today, we will be talking about one of the most important systems of our body, which is the skeletal system. In this lesson video, we will learn about the different parts of the human skeletal system, describe the structure and functions of the human skeletal system, and cite ways to best take care of the human skeletal system. As you can see, our bones come in different shapes and sizes, and we all look the same without our flesh and skin. What is a skeletal system? The skeletal system refers to the bones as well as the connective tissues like the cartilage, tendons, and ligaments. And the skeletal system serves as the body's central framework. What does the skeletal system do? The skeleton gives support and shape to the body. It also allows movement. Your skeleton supports your body weight to help you stand and move. And the joints, connective tissues, and muscles work together to make the body parts mobile. The skeletal system produces blood cells. Bones contain bone marrow, and it is where the red blood cells and white blood cells are manufactured. The skeletal system also protects and supports delicate organs, like your brain, heart, and lungs. The skull shields your brain, while your rib cage protects your heart and your lungs. Your backbone also protects your spinal cord. Our bones also stores important minerals like vitamin D and calcium. There are two types of bone marrow. We have the red marrow and the yellow marrow. So, for babies, older bones contain red marrow. But as you grow older and become an adult, only the skull, the collarbone, the shoulder blades, the rib cage, the backbone, and the pelvis contains red bone marrow. And the rest of your body have yellow bone marrow. So I have here some interesting facts about the bones. Do you know that our bones make up 15% of our body's weight? Yes, that's right. And our bones are alive and growing. It is also capable of repairing and regenerating itself. So if ever you get injured or you have broken bones because of accident or a fall, don't worry because your bones can still repair itself and regenerate on its own, especially for young children. This is because our bones are made up of living cells called osteoblasts. We are born with 300 bones, but as we grow, some bones fuse together. Bone formation starts in the fetus 6 months before birth and is not generally complete until you reach adulthood or adolescence. An adult human being has 206 bones. Yes, you are right. Babies have more bones than adults. The bones in our hands and feet make up half of the bones in our entire body. Did you know that the smallest bone is found in our ear, and this is called the stapes or stirrup? Actually, there are 3 small bones found in our ear that help us hear sounds from our surrounding. And these bones are the hammer and anvil and the stirrup. The longest, heaviest, and the strongest bone is found in our legs or the upper leg or thigh, which is called the femur. The only bone that is not attached to another bone is the hyoid. It is found at the base of the tongue. I mentioned about the 3 small bones in our body which is found in the ear. This is the malleus or the hammer, the incus or the anvil, and the stapes or the stirrup. Do you know what kind of bone is this? Yes, this is the femur or the thigh bone. The thigh bone or the femur is the longest, strongest, and heaviest bone of the body. Our skeletal system is divided into 2 groups or division. We have the axial skeleton, which is made up of 80 bones, and and the appendicular skeleton, which is composed of 126 bones. The main function of the actual skeleton is to protect the vital organs of our body, like the brain, the heart, and the lungs, whereas the appendicular skeleton's main function is movement. This is a picture of our skull. It is made up of 8 cranial bones and 14 facial bones. The 22 bones of the skull can be divided into 2 main categories, the cranium and the facial skeleton. The cranium encloses and protects the brain, whereas the bones of the facial skeleton provide support to facial soft tissues. Now let's talk about the different bones and their function. Like I mentioned a while ago, the cranium, which is the top of the skull, encloses and protects the brain. The zygomatic or the cheekbone, and we have the upper jawbone, which is important in talking and when we chew our food, and the mandible. The lower mandible or jawbone holds the lower teeth in place, and it is considered to be the strongest bone in the face. Then we have the clavicle, also called the collarbone, which allows your arms to hang freely. So we have 2 clavicles, the left and the right. Then we have the scapula, also called the shoulder blade. It provides foundation for joint function. And it also attaches or is connected to the arms. Then we have the sternum or the breastbone. It is found in the middle of our chest, and it serves as an anchor for the ribs in front. Then we have the ribs, so it acts as a protective cage for the heart, lungs, and liver. We have 12 pairs of ribs, so that makes a total of 24. Humerus or the upper arm bone. It supports arm functions such as lifting. We have 2 humerus, the left and the right upper arm. Then we have the ulna or the inner, the larger bone of the forearm. The radius or the lateral, shorter bone of the forearm. The carpal, so we have 8 bones in our wrist. The metacarpals, the 5 bones in the metacarpus located between the wrist and the fingers. And we have the phalanges or the bones of our fingers. Now we have the spine or the bones in the spinal column. Then we have the pelvis located near the base of the spine where the hind limbs or legs are touched. This bone is separated in children and fused together in adults. We have the femur or the thigh bone, the longest, the strongest bone in the body, and the patella or the kneecap, which allows knee extension. We have the tibia or the inner, larger bone of the lower leg. The fibula, the outer smaller bone located between the knee and the ankle. The tarsals or the bones in the ankle. The metatarsals, the 5 bones located between the ankle and the toes. And the phalanges or the bones in the toes. This is how our backbone looks like. So actually, it is like a Lego, no? It's like a building block put together. So we have here the neck bone, which is also called the cervical bone, the thoracic or the upper backbone, the lumbar, which is the lower backbone, and then we have the sacrum and the coccyx, which is in our buttocks. Let's do the skeletal system chant. So this chant is about the different names of the bones in our body. We have cranium, zygomatic, maxilla, mandible. Cranium, zygomatic, maxilla, mandible. Clavicle, scapula, sternum, ribs. Clavicle, scapula, sternum, ribs. Humerus, ulnar, radius. Humerus, ulnar, radius. Carpals, metacarpals, phalanges. Spine, pelvis, femur, patella. Spine, pelvis, femur, patella. Tibia, fibula. Tibia, fibula. Tarsals, metatarsals, phalanges. This is called the skeleton or the Human Skeletal System chant. You can make your own action, dance steps, and choreography while doing the chant at home. Now, let's check what you have learned. What are the functions of the skeletal system? Why are they important? You may say your answers out loud or write it in a piece of paper. Question number 2. How many bones do babies have? Next, at what time do bones start to develop in the womb? Number 4. How many bones do adults have in all? Next, number 5. What happens to the bones as you grow older? Number 6. What is the longest and strongest bone in the body? Number 7. Where can you find the stapes or stirrup, the smallest bone in the body? Number 8. What bone protects the brain? What bone protects the heart, lungs, and liver? And lastly, what do you call the cells that make up the bones? For your assignment, do this. Memorize the chant and add your own movements or choreography. Thanks for watching. See you in our next video lesson.